Welcome to Nightmare Echoes. Listen, scream, and embrace your horror obsession. I'm your host, Elazar, and this episode of Margot is here to dig into Lisa Frankenstein, where worms, bugs, and graveyards can't stand in the way of love. What is the backstory of the creature? What changes were made to secure a PG-13 rating? And can you ever really trust a pinky promise? If you dare to follow us, all our links are in the description. Next week on the podcast, Victor Frankenstein. But until then, a movie that warns you, never accept a random drink at a party. Lisa Frankenstein. Hello everybody, welcome to Nightmare Echoes. I'm your host Elazar. I'm joined again by Margot. Margot, how's it going?
Hi! I really prepared for this episode.
Great. I'm glad to hear it.
No, I didn't.
Well, you've watched the...
This is a classic Margot.
Classic Margot.
I mean, I watched the movie, so there you go. That's
but you've also watched things that the writer's done before.
True.
You've watched other
I've
movies
seen this
that the
movie
actress has
twice.
been in. And you've seen other movies that the actress has been.
Yeah, that's true.
That's pretty good. All right. Lisa Frankenstein came out in 2014. It's an hour and 41 minutes long. It's directed by Zelda Williams, who is the daughter of the late Robin Williams. This is her directorial debut, I guess, with a full-length film, because she's been involved in various short films and other acting roles. It's written by Diablo Cody, who we know from Juno and Jennifer's Body. She also did Young Adult, which I haven't seen.
I saw it.
It stars Catherine Newton as Lisa Swallows, who is in Freaky. Right, yeah. Abigail, which we just covered. Paranormal Activity 4, which some people think is the worst one of the series.
I'm not going to watch any of them, so I have no opinion.
They're not scary at all, Margot.
Are they really not scary? No,
I mean, you're scared because you're waiting for something to happen.
I think Paranormal Activity is one of those found footage ones, right?
Yeah.
Like Blair Witch Project, which wasn't scary in my opinion. It was just real boring and long. But yeah, exactly. Before you've seen it to the end, it's scary because you're like waiting for something to happen.
Exactly.
No, thank you.
But I would say, I mean, I like them all, but I would say, yes, this was probably the worst of the bunch. But Paranormal Activity 5 really brought it back, where people love the original trilogy. Some people gave up after 4, but 5 was so good that I'm like, dude, you got to go back and watch 5. And then Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. Yeah. Cole Sprouse as Creature, and who I know from Riverdale, but I really remember from The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Yeah, it's funny because I went to see this movie in the theater with my friend, and we were talking about Cole Sprouse, and she's like, "Oh yeah, people are talking about him. I don't know who he is." And I'm like, "Oh, isn't he like a hunk? Like he's a known hunk?" And she's like, "I don't think so, because I only knew him from Riverdale."
Sure, yeah.
I mean, I haven't watched Riverdale, but I just knew he was on Riverdale, and I'm like, isn't he one of those Riverdale hunks? But then she looked it up, and she's like, "Is this from Zack and Cody?" And I'm like, "Oh, I guess." And she's awesome. Like, "I can't unsee that."
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I don't know that he's the hunk in the show, but he's in Riverdale.
Think he's the hunk. Yeah. He's just a Riverdale hunk.
Right, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I think my wife and I watched the first 3 seasons of Riverdale, and then we kind of fell off.
Yeah, apparently it jumps the rails, and maybe a good way.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or goes off the rails, I should say.
Yeah. Lisa Sobrano.
Taffy, yeah.
Yeah. She was in Alone Together, which is a romantic drama. My X and Y's.
Yeah, I don't recognize her from anything else.
And Just the Way You Are, which are all romantic movies. Carla Gugino. Say it again?
Carla Gugino.
Okay, thank you. I know her from Watchmen, The Haunting of Hill House.
A lot of stuff, yeah.
Yeah, Gerald's Game. But what I love her from the most is The Fall of the House of Usher. She basically plays Death. It's a really amazing role. We got Joe Crest as Dale, who I know from Stranger Things. Mm-hmm. He's the dad that basically
doesn't know anything, and that's what he plays in this movie.
Right. I think that's how he got this movie, because he's just like this clueless dad who could care less and does whatever he's told, pretty much.
But, again, he's one of these character actors that are just spinning a lot of stuff that you're like, oh, yeah, that guy. I don't know who he is, but He's in stuff.
And then Henry Eikenberry as Michael, who is from Euphoria, The Crowded Room, and The Good Fight. Okay. It had a budget of $13 million and only $9.9 million.
Another flop for poor Diablo Cody.
Yeah.
Horror comedies.
Yeah. Juno did well. So
I mean, Juno did really well, but I don't think any of her other movies did that well.
I don't
remember if Young Adult did well or not. It had Charlize Theron in it.
Right,
but yeah.
So the movie opens up with some fun animation credits. It's sort of like a 2D pop-up book style. And according to the commentary, this gives us a
silhouette style.
Yeah.
Just see this like a paper cutout silhouette. Yeah.
Right. And yeah, according to the commentary, the director said that this gave us a glimpse at Creature's life before he died. Kind of a little snippet what it was like.
He has a name because his gravestone says Frankenstein on it.
Yeah, this is true.
Something Frankenstein,
but it's broken off.
Well, you don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to call him Frankenstein in this?
You can just call him Creature. I don't care. Whatever you were complaining on.
I mean, I wrote all the notes as Creature. I just found it rather annoying.
Well, you can call him Frankenstein. Frankenstein. He's not the wait. What does everybody say? Frankenstein is not the monster. It's the doctor.
Right.
But in this case, I think his name was Frankenstein because on the grave, I feel like it said that.
Yeah, because he died as a man.
Backtrack to that. The whole title is 100% just a pun on Lisa Frank.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Subtitle came first, and then the movie idea.
Maybe. Yeah.
Came. And then they're like, that would be funny.
Let's do that. Yeah.
Yeah. The story, by the way, of the animation is that he was like a lonely guy and he played the piano, and then this girl liked him because he was a musician and he fell in love with her, but then she fell in love with another guy because he played guitar instead. And then he got hit by lightning and died.
Ouch.
The end.
That's one does.
Yeah.
So we cut to Lisa, who's played by Catherine Newton, who's doing a rubbing on the stone of the word Frankenstein.
Lisa Swallows.
Yeah, that's got to be a horrible name to go through high school as.
I was like, what is this name? Yes, I completely agree.
But no one makes that joke.
No.
They do make there's apparently
a lot of sex jokes in this movie, but none about that.
Some of them I didn't notice until the director pointed out that it was a sex joke, which is funny. The carpet cleaning one.
You can eat off my card.
Yeah, it's like, you can eat off this carpet. I didn't either. But the director goes, there's a not so subtle joke.
That's funny. I did not get that one.
But apparently a lot of them were removed because this movie was originally filmed to be rated R. And then the studio asked the director to make it PG-13.
Well, didn't help the movie. Should have kept it R.
Didn't help the movie, unfortunately. So they removed a lot of the humor and they removed a lot of the gore that they had beforehand.
Oh.
They kept the bugs, though.
It was still kind of pretty gross.
Yeah, the bugs were gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when she does this rubbing, she then pulls out lipstick and writes the name Lisa on top of where it says Frankenstein to make the movie title Lisa Frankenstein.
What's the cemetery called? It's called like something Bachelor something.
It's Bachelor's Grove Cemetery.
Bachelor's Grove Cemetery. I don't know. That's funny.
Yeah, well, apparently in the UK, a long time ago, or like in Europe, they would bury unmarried people in separate lots for male or female.
That's me. I'll be Spinster's Grove. I'm unmarried.
Right. But there's not any grave sites that do that here in America. But there is one.
This movie was set. Do you know that?
She said it was supposed to be in any town in America. Like you could be anywhere, but they filmed it in New Orleans.
Okay, because when in the cemetery, there were like the trees and stuff. I was like, this seems like a swampy area.
And it gave them a lot of problems because there's a lot of digging in this movie, right? The water table is so a lot of it they faked it with like camera cuts or digital editing to make it look like someone's thrown in this big grave, but water was really splashing up because it was such a shallow grave and there was water there. So they couldn't do much about it. They had to digitally remove it. She's like, it's movie magic. But yeah, we do see on his grave is labeled unmarried. We get the title card and the song The Promise by When in Rome, which was also famously used in Napoleon Dynamite.
Well, the other thing is the time frame in this movie is the 80s. But I feel like a lot of things they said or mentioned was anachronistic. Like I didn't feel like they were too precise about making it a period 80s film. I don't know. I just got the sense that like the way they were speaking sometimes, or like what they were mentioning it. I was like, I'm not gonna look this up to see if it was time appropriate, but it doesn't seem like something that would be going on in the 80s. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
So the one thing the director said they couldn't get out of the film was recycle bins, because they were able to rent these houses that looked very 80s. And even the house that they used, the very pink house, was already pink. They just found a pink house. But what they couldn't do is ask neighbors to remove their recycle bins from the lot because they weren't paying them anything and they couldn't get them out of the shot. So she said if people want to complain, there's one that she gives them for free to complain about.
It doesn't bother me.
Right. It didn't bother me either. But her hair and makeup are very 80s style.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. We cut to her doing her hair, putting on makeup when Taffy comes in and tells her that's like not her color that she's using. She doesn't think it's a good one.
She's like a really pink blush.
Yeah. And Lisa takes this to be like, maybe I shouldn't go to the party. And Taffy tells her it's the first critical rager of the year, therefore it's compulsory. And then she tells her she should use her tanning bed because she won it from her Miss Junior Hawaiian Tropic, and it was her grand prize. And she swore to use it to help the needy, and Lisa's in need. Which is funny.
Taffy is so funny. She is my favorite because she's like very kind of shallow and ditzy, but also she's like actually super nice.
Yeah, it's funny. I think the director's goal was to make her so likable that even when she does something maybe evil.
But she wasn't evil, but like she would say something like a mean girl-ish.
Yeah, no, I mean, but she...
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Right.
But yeah.
You wouldn't want to.
It was evil, but it was, she was like when she does something bad.
Yeah. But she says that she auditioned a lot of people and they all did the line reads as if they were Regina from Mean Girls. So when she finally found an actor that played it with more lovingly and comical way of line reading, she's like, this is who I need to do this role. Because she said she was afraid that if it wasn't a likable character, the moment that thing later in the movie that happens, everybody would just want her dead.
Yeah.
And so I think the fact that she's so likable.
Like very sweet.
Yeah. Right. So we do see Lisa go to the backyard where there's a shed and has this little tanning bed in it. And when she goes in to use it, she gets electrocuted, which is like, what the heck?
Faulty wiring.
Right. So we cut to Taffy driving Lisa to the party. They talk about how she likes the new school. She says the same as the other school. Taffy asks if she's hot for anyone. It takes her a little bit to get it out of her, but she says the name Michael Trent. Taffy doesn't know who he is, asking all these sports-related questions about him, and she says he isn't physical, he's cerebral.
Let's see, she asked, does he have a basketball bod or something else?
Or a football bod.
Football. Does he have a basketball bod or football bod?
And so when she says that he's more cerebral, she takes that to mean he's in a wheelchair.
I don't know why. I don't get it.
Okay, I'll explain it. Because I got it right away. Because Professor X in the X-Men uses cerebral.
Oh, cerebro.
To use it to
okay,
shoot out
but I don't think
waves.
Taffy would know that.
No, Taffy wouldn't. Oh, you don't think so?
No.
But that had to be. I think the writer.
I think you're right. I think that is the joke, but I just don't think Taffy would know who the X-Men was because in the 80s we didn't have
the cartoon
Well, Taffy wouldn't watch that cartoon though.
It was pretty popular though, but it was in the early 90s, right?
But for us, it was popular.
Yeah.
We were nerds. Yeah, I don't think a popular teenage girl would be watching that. And there wasn't any movies, but it's a funny joke.
Yeah, in the 90s, they had some really bad X-Men movies. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, although when
but the cartoon was in the 90s anyway, so it had
yeah. Right, but before Fox came out with those movies, then all of a sudden everybody knew who they were.
Yeah, right.
But she explains that Michael is the editor-in-chief of the school's high school literary magazine. Lisa also the Grackle, right? Yeah.
That's in Austin.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
Newspaper. Yeah, because we love Grackle so much in Austin for some reason, even though they're annoying birds. Not as annoying as those doves, though. You know how I hate doves.
I don't know how you hate doves.
Yeah, I hate them.
Okay.
I don't know. I was talking about how I wish I could shoot them down out of the sky. Even though I'm not like a proponent of shooting birds down from the sky, except for doves.
Or owning a gun.
No, but I'll take a slingshot to them. I don't know. Like, what is it going to take to kill them? Don't come after me, animal people. I love animals.
That's funny.
They're just pigeons.
Lisa finds out the party isn't that far and says they could have walked, but she explains that they'd have to go through Bachelor's Grove to get there. Taffy's shocked because it's a creepy old cemetery and she thinks it's haunted. And she's heard rumors that witches are there. And one girl dedicated her unborn child to Satan, which is why he now has to wear a helmet. Also, she mentions that she's wearing jellies, so that would tear up her feet, which were plastic.
Jellies around in the 80s?
I think so.
So I remember that being a 2000, like an early 2000s thing, big time. I
think I remember my cousins wearing them in the 80s.
Maybe they're just always around, you know?
Yeah.
It's a classic shoe that, cuts your feet up real bad.
Yeah. So Lisa tells her that she likes to hang around the graveyards, never seen anybody else there, and has a favorite gravestone to sit by. And we see the bust carving of Cole Sprouse, who we'll know through this movie as the creature. And she gives him a necklace that belonged to her mother, saying it would be morbid for her to wear it since her mother's dead. And she leaves it with his bust. Then Head Over Heels by Blue Peter plays, and Taffy pulls up to the party in her 1983 VW Rabbit that is reddish orange, which is an important plot point for later. And I'll explain why.
Okay.
But her license plate reads Taffy T.
Yeah.
At the party, Taffy's really popular and Lisa struggles to fit in. She goes for a cooler and a guy approaches telling her if she wants to fade out, the ethanol is inside, which has to explain to her means booze. So Lisa turns around to see this Michael Trent, and she's excited that he actually knows her name. He says, of course he knows, because he's the editor of the literary magazine, which she submits plenty of poems to. And he says he likes her poems, which she's shocked by. He says they're like Plath or Anne Sexton, and they're really dark. But he said he wouldn't publish them if he didn't like the poems. We cut over to Taffy, who's watching the interaction between Lisa and Michael. It's hard to read what she's feeling here, but it seems like she doesn't like Lisa getting this attention.
No, I think she's being protective because he's not like one of the like safe people.
Okay.
We could just jump into it right now, and later on we find out that Taffy is hooking up with Michael. I don't know at this point that she is, or she doesn't till later. Yeah, well, I feel like he says like at the lock when she like chewed him out of the locker, or no?
Yeah, I mean, well, the movie, I'm gonna disagree with you a little bit on parts of this probably, but
why? Do you know it from the commentary?
No, I don't know it. It's like I have a different read on it, but I feel like here she really didn't know who he was,
right?
And didn't like that he looked like an outsider. But by the locker scene, I feel like she was already hooking up with him.
Okay, maybe because she like yells at him later.
Him. Yeah, well, she goes.
Maybe that's how they like get to know each other.
She goes to yell at him at the party right here, and when we have the flashback scene, we see all these scenes of them interacting, and that one here at the party seems like a clue to Lisa that she should have figured it out earlier, that she did it.
Yeah, I agree. But at this point, I got that she was just protecting Lisa because she thinks he's not cool, and she doesn't want them interacting.
But to me, in the end, even though I really like Taffy, it still feels like a betrayal of trust.
Oh, well, yeah, definitely.
You know, I just like, oh man, I guess you can't help who you fall for, but that sucks. Like, you know, like to go for the person that your sister likes.
Told you she liked,
Yeah. Okay. So Taffy's talking to her cheer sister, Lori, and Lori asks what Lisa's story is. And she says she can't say for legal reasons, personal reasons, plus she pinky swore. And as
I said in another episode, pinky promises are bullshit.
Yeah, apparently.
They mean nothing. You can violate pinky promises all the live long day. Nothing's holding them to you.
Sounds horrible. You to them. So she says, but then I could trust you because you're my cheer sister. And even the cheer sister like coughs up like, you trust me? Which I thought was funny. She tells a story about how 2 years ago, Lisa was home alone with her mom. Someone broke in, and we see that the intruder has an axe and is wearing a Bride of Frankenstein mask, which the director, Zelda, was shocked that they got the permission on the first mask she tried, but they got permission to use the Bride of Frankenstein mask. In the story, we find out that her mother told her to run and go hide, and as she did, the axe murderer killed her mother. She was calling 911, but they got there too late. Then the murderer left and was never caught, which seems like a weird plot point.
That never comes to pass.
That never comes back.
Like nothing ever comes of it, yeah.
And on first viewing, because the cheer sister asked, what about her father? And she says, oh, Dell, he's great. He met my mother just 6 months later and was good for him because he didn't have to be lonely for long, and Lisa got a new mother. Which, on my first viewing, I thought, well, that's suspicious. That he...
I don't think that's suspicious. I think that's normal.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I thought the movie was trying to tell me that maybe he was like gonna be
the murderer.
The murderer. But then when you meet him, he'd have to be putting on a good act if that's the way it was. Yeah. But another interesting detail, as between every time we flash the flashback and back to her telling the story, it goes from one of her friends being there to two of her friends being there to all three of her friends being there. And then the last time, a total not friend in the group is sitting there listening to the story that she swore
just telling everybody.
She wouldn't tell everybody, right? So here again, she's betraying a promise.
That's why you should never trust a pinky promise.
Yeah, that sucks though.
Yeah.
So even though I like Taffy a lot.
Taffy's not a perfect person. She does a lot of shitty things. But yeah, like you said, she's just so sweet.
Yeah.
That you can't help but like her anyway.
So we cut back over to Lisa and Michael. Michael's friend Tamara comes over.
His friend? I thought it was his girlfriend.
Is it?
I thought so, yeah.
I mean, they never say it.
Yeah.
I can't tell because...
Well, who knows? Yeah.
I mean, because Lisa's always trying to get after him.
I could just assume she was his girlfriend.
I mean, I didn't get that read.
They're always together, but you're right. Then why would Lisa think that she has a shot?
Right. I just thought they were friends that hung out all the time.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know. She's played by Joey Bree Harris, who also played Margot in Halloween Ends.
Ugh.
It's even spelled the way you spell it.
Ugh, I hate that.
You hate that movie?
Was she annoying in the movie?
I actually don't remember.
Almost all Margos in literature and movies are annoying, just saying.
Okay.
Like,
So Lisa tells her hi.
A normal, cool Margot somewhere. How about that?
Lisa tells her hi, and Tamara's like, "Excuse me, do we know each other?" And she's like, "Yeah, we have a couple classes together." And she's like, "This year?" She's like, "Yeah, this semester."
Yeah.
Tamara offers her a sip from the cup, but Michael says he would want some before Lisa even gets to respond. And Tamara's like, "Why would I assume she parties?" And then Lisa says she will, and she drinks the whole thing, not understanding that the word parties means do drugs.
Well, I don't necessarily know. Well, yeah, I guess I didn't know what was in the cup though, because he said like what was in that, and she's like, I don't know, I got it from blah blah blah.
Right, and he tastes it and spits it out, saying, "Great, she went from Pepsi free to PCP."
Yeah.
But yeah, that's not a good thing to get a drink from a random guy at a party.
Do you think that would work so fast?
I don't know if she gulped it down fast, but they don't know what it is. Maybe there might be something that works fast.
What drug would work that fast and then last that long?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever, because it doesn't matter.
I think the director said LSD.
Okay,
but I don't know.
Don't take the effects that fast, but whatever, it's fine.
Yeah. So Lisa walks away, not sure what she did, and Michael gets after Tamara. Taffy runs over to see that Lisa's high and tells her how disappointed she is in her because she has so much potential before running off to go yell at Michael and Tamara. Lisa runs into another girl who's tripping, who says that she's psychic and thinks it's going to rain. And she looks up and there's a lot of thunder. Storming. Inside, Lisa finds comfort sitting against the backside of a couch when her lab partner, Doug, shows up, who's someone that actually knows her name. We find out.
That's her lab
it's her lab partner. He says he needs to find somewhere where she could sit down, but he's leading her to a back room. Mm-hmm. Doug is played by Bryce Momero, who was in Maggie and in Maze Runner. Okay. On the way, he asked her who her favorite director is, and she says Pabst. Pabst.
Pabst.
Pabst.
Because he's carrying a Pabst Blue Ribbon. Yeah.
Right. And he thinks she's just reading his beer. But she's talking about G.W. Pabst, who directed several movies in his time, many focused on the plight of women, such as Pandora's Box, The Joyless Street, Secret of the Soul, to name a few. He asked what kind of director he was, and she says silence, which he says, okay, I'll be really quiet, but he doesn't get, silent movies. Silent movies. Although he did direct one called Voice of Silence, which came out in 1953. Now in the bedroom, Lisa starts to vomit, and Doug holds her hair and tells her hair feels like Easter grass.
I thought that was funny.
I was like, yeah. Cool. I mean, when I first watched it, I'm like, okay, title for this episode, way before I even recorded it.
I was thinking Lisa's hair through this whole movie. I was like, oh man, if I had grown up, I grew up in the 80s because I was a kid in the 80s, but like if I was a teen in the 80s, oh boy, I could have made my hair real big.
Yeah,
That was
exactly.
a real missed opportunity for me.
So he gets her on the bed, and then as she's sitting there with her eyes closed, he says it sounds like the angels are bowling. She's all smiling because she says her mother used to say that. And then she
It's
feels his
thundering.
hand on her breast. And
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
right, I know. It's like, oh, well, Doug's evil. Dang it.
Well, yeah,
And
because like it's kind of seems like maybe he's like he knows her, he's like taking care of her and like making sure nothing happens to her. But no, he's just trying to take advantage of her while
right,
she's
she's
drunk,
high. Yeah,
or he thinks
exactly.
she's drunk. But yeah,
Right. So then she's like, what are you doing? He grabs her hand and puts it on his crotch, saying, you can't stop once you started, but she didn't start anything.
it doesn't matter. That's not true. But yeah,
Right. You're right. Yeah. Yeah. No. I
he's
agree.
a real creep. A real
He's a
creep.
creep. Yeah. So as she runs away, I can see clearly now by Isabel Summers and Elise McQueen
Yeah, it's
plays.
like a moody version of it.
Right. Which is originally a song by Johnny
Now the
Nash.
rain is gone.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
I'll
more
stop singing it so we
melancholy.
don't hit any
It's
royalties.
right. Yeah.
I'm sure if somebody listened to that would not guess what that song was based on my rendition.
Yeah. Then we get this nice transformation as the environment in the house slowly turns to the environment of the graveyard, with elements mixing in of both until it's completely transformed into the graveyard. The storm has grown really loud as she walks to the bust from earlier. She caresses his face and says, I wish I was with you. Then we cut to her at home where she looks in the bathroom mirror and smashes it.
I
While
don't
she
know why. I
I
guess she
don't know
just
why.
like doesn't like looking at herself or something.
I guess so.
Yeah.
While she lays in bed, Lonely Hearts by Galvita starts to play. The movie switches to black and white, and her room looks like it's drawn in the style of Take On Me from the 80s music video. She's wearing an old-timey dress.
Yeah,
And
it's like kind of like old silent film-esque.
right.
Yeah.
And sitting next to her on the bed is the full body of who the movie calls Creature. He hands over a pack of Adams freshen up bubblegum.
Yeah, he's like a statue.
Right.
Yeah.
And they hold each other's hands and the gum oozes out.
I don't know what that's about.
They look down and see Bride of Frankenstein's mask, and out the window, they see the moon, which is a reference to A Trip to the Moon, 1902 silent short film. But as a teenager, I would have thought it was a reference to Smashing Pumpkins, which came out in the 90s, because I hadn't seen the movie yet. But then I studied. Right. Yes. Yeah, which I studied in college, and when I saw that short film in college, I was like gripping my seat, like wanting to talk during the lesson, like I wanted to mention Smashing Pumpkins. But it came right, but it came up later in the lesson, like the professor knew that someone was going to mention it.
Yeah.
Then the next morning, Taffy's waking her up because their mom, Janet, is pissed about the mirror. Janet doesn't even let Lisa really get in a word when she accuses her of breaking the mirror, calling herself an IP, an intuitive person.
That's like the equivalent of somebody saying they're an empath.
Right.
You know? Yeah, she's real intuitive.
I know. We find out she's prone to exaggeration because she said a tornado blew through the house. Taffy has to say it was a tornado warning, Mom, not a real tornado. Dale, who's the dad, keeps eating this whole time, and she says that she
like checked out.
Yeah. Apparently he ate like 42 spoonfuls.
Oh no.
Filming this scene. The director said he just
wanted to eat. Real regular.
Yeah, exactly.
I do like Grape Nuts, I have to say. That's an old person cereal that I enjoy eating.
So he jumps in to say that she needs to clean up the mirror and then pay for it. And she says she'll pick up an extra shift at Wayne's. Janet asks for an apology and Lisa gives one, but Dell jumps right in the middle of the apology, asking what's on the news and turns up the volume, where a report from Channel 5 News is saying that at Bachelor's Grove Cemetery, there was a monument that was struck by lightning, which is bringing concerns of fire safety.
There's something really funny I want to mention is how Taffy really loves Dale, like her dad. She calls him daddy.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, he does seem to like be more interested in her than in his own daughter. But
I agree.
He's not like, but otherwise he's not overly like loving to her either. But she's just like, oh, it's my dad now. It's really funny. And they're all sitting on the couch together. She's sitting right next to Dale. Taffy is. And her mom is sitting on the other side. And they're all wearing their bathrobes, which is pretty funny. Oh, we know they're pajamas.
Right.
Not nude.
Right. We cut to Lisa at work wearing some thick magnifying glasses to see the thread and needle when Michael comes in to drop off his leather jacket because he claims he spilled fruit punch on it, though the owner says it smells like red wine. Her boss is a real asshole because he comes in the middle of a conversation they're having and said he didn't think Lisa had any friends because he could always count on her to work Saturdays because she can't get a date, probably because she's flat-chested.
There's a lot of commenting on how people look in this movie.
Yeah. And apparently they filmed like 5 more minutes of his jokes of being rude to Lisa, and this is the one that they kept.
Yeah, I don't know if this is like Diablo's Cody's way of saying that people comment on women's looks all the time, but yeah, a lot of commenting on, like, just random people commenting on how people look. Young teenagers, supposedly, although, you know, they're all in their 20s or whatever. Right. But how they look, I don't know. I just noticed that a lot. But yeah. But the friend is there with the leather jacket. That's why I got his girlfriend.
Yeah, maybe. Well,
but
she
maybe
comes in. Yeah. But she comes in and she's nice to Lisa. And I would think if you see that Lisa's hitting on your guy, you wouldn't be so nice to Lisa. But she actually remembers her name and asks her how she's doing. And when she does, the way she says it makes it sound like, to me, that she felt bad about her getting spiked.
Yeah, I think she did
the night before. So,
but she might just not be threatened by Lisa at all, which is because she doesn't have any reason to be.
Okay. Yeah, that's possible.
I don't know.
Yeah. But at least in this scene, I like Tamara.
She's like a normal person.
Yeah.
You know?
Sure.
Yeah.
We cut to Taffy at home, telling both her parents the story of why a teacher now has to teach with his door open, although all we hear is that punchline. We don't know the actual story.
She like laughs. It's so funny.
Lisa comes in and they invite her to go out to watch a movie with them. Lisa's excited about the pizza and they think they saved her one slice. When they opened it, it's like 90% meat, like beef and sausage and pepperoni.
Classic Louisiana pizza.
Sure. I mean, and I think you could get that in the 80s.
Well, I would say that they have that really thin, this is like a Louisiana style pizza. They have really thin crust and then they just pile toppings on top of it, which I don't love. I mean, it's fine. It's pizza, so it's pretty good.
Yeah.
But anyway, but the joke or whatever is that she doesn't eat meat and all that's, and the mom is like, Janet's just like, oh, you could just pick it off. And it's like,
right. But there's nothing left.
Yeah.
Yeah. There'd be nothing left. Also, she said that Taffy said that they recommended that they get a pizza that everybody could eat, but she had a coupon. They got her a free orange crush. So she wanted to get that orange crush. But she doesn't care about what Lisa eats or not.
No.
Lisa tries to say that she's tired from work, and Janet says, how tired could it be to hunch over a sewing machine all day like an old lady? And I would say that had to be tiring on your back.
Yeah, for sure. Your eyes, too.
But then she turns the conversation to Taffy because she's all proud because she can do the splits at the top of the pyramid and says it's because all the time she spins with her legs wide open against a wall. Which, like, okay.
Yeah.
And even Dale's proud of her.
Yeah.
Later that night, while everyone is out watching a movie, Lisa is watching Day of the Dead in the living room, 1985. While she's watching this, she gets a banging on the door, followed by a growl. She picks up the phone to dial 911, but then Creature bursts through the window. And my first thought is like, great, she's going to get blamed for this too.
Yeah, and she did.
Right. Right now, he looks more like Swamp Thing than the handsome face that she sees in the graveyard. And she runs and screams and then grabs...
covered in mud and like gunk.
Yeah. She grabs Janet's trinkets and starts throwing them at him.
Yeah.
She runs upstairs to her room and then tries to climb out the window. And while she's struggling to get down, you see a speed walker
dangling from the eaves or whatever.
Yeah, and a speed walker walks by and doesn't care at all. Just keeps walking.
Yeah.
She falls and lands on top of Creature, who's now outside. And the sprinklers come on as she's screaming and running around the lawn.
Yeah, there's across the street neighbors. Yeah, they're sitting in their lawn chairs and they're like, what is that? Oh, I don't know. It's that weird neighbor girl. And then he's like, oh, Taffy?
Right. And she's like, no, the other one. No,
she's a nice girl, whatever. And I feel like she says, like, one of them says about Taffy, like, a nice figure or something like that.
Yeah, the dad says, yeah, she has a nice figure too.
Yes, you're
which
like,
is
what?
So creepy. Yeah.
Exactly. So weird.
She tries to call 911 again, but this time Creature's on the other end of the phone because he found a shoe phone and he doesn't understand what the heck it is. She goes to sit down next to him, and Strange by Galaxy 500 plays while Lisa sits next to him. His face seems a little more recognizable.
Because of the sprinklers. Yeah, wash them off. So, well, a little bit. so you can actually see his face.
On the floor there is one of Robin Williams' records, which Zelda Williams put there as a tribute to her dad. She asks if he likes the music, and she says she's got the cure, and he lifts up his missing hand, like his arm with the missing hand. And she's like, oh, it's not that kind of cure. It can't make you better. Well, I mean, it does, but only emotionally. She takes him upstairs with the intent to hide him, and he sees the rubbing of his tombstone, and it takes her a bit to make the connection. So when he hands back her mother's necklace, she understands who it is. She asks why he's here, and he goes to kiss her hand, and when she said, I wish I was with you, she meant she wanted to be dead in the ground because life sucks and people are jerk-offs.
Yeah, not I want to be with you romantically, which is what he got from it. Yeah.
When she says this, he starts to cry, which comes out green and apparently smells so bad that she starts to gag.
Yeah.
She sends him to the restroom to clean up, handing him a bar of soap and putting on the shower radio to the college station because she says the other station, which is Taffy's station, is for beer sluts. In the shower, we see that a ton of mud is coming off and a bunch of bugs are falling off of him.
Yeah, there's a lot of worms and bugs in this movie.
One thing there's also a lot of is shells. The soap holder is in the shape of a seashell.
Well, that was a big 80s motif.
Right. The sink had like seashell shapes carved out. They found that sink for only $2 at a garage sale.
Yeah.
Which is cool. But there's something like 20, 25 lamps in the movie that are either exactly seashell shaped or have lines that make it look like they're seashell shaped, which is pretty funny.
Our guest bathroom when I was a kid was definitely seashell themed.
Yeah, I remember having a sink with a shell thing.
Yeah, it was an 80s style. People love those shells.
Then we get an outfit changing montage scene, which I found really funny. He comes out looking like a baseball player, a cowboy. He comes out in a pink nightgown, which he hates. She eventually gives him a Violet Femmes t-shirt, a jacket, and a pair of slacks to wear. She tries to like put up the sleeve a little bit, saying we could work on that.
He like covers his hand with a scarf or something. His missing hand.
Yeah. Later, she's combing his hair when she sees he's missing an ear. She says it's okay because it just makes him different and references a character on Days of Our Lives who has a patch over his eye, but it doesn't define him. Yeah.
And then she said his name was Patch.
And then she realized, oh, crap. And Steve Patch Johnson started on the show in 1985, stayed for 6 years, came back later for 5 years, and then came back in 2015 and is still on the show today.
Oh, nice.
And Days of Our Lives celebrated its 15,000th episode on December 2nd, 2024.
15,000?
15,000, wow. Margo. Well, if you run 5 days a week for the whole season.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's like so impressive. Can you imagine like learning a new script every day and all that? Wow.
Yeah, I mean, these actors film the length of 2.5 movies every week.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. Everyone else gets home. She hides him in the closet and runs downstairs to tell him that she's okay. But an intruder came in and she was able to fight him off. They asked her what he looked like, and she says that he had a long black-rimmed hat, wore a black mask, and had pinstripe
purple
clothes on. And they said that sounds like the Hamburglar. And she was like, no. But it does. She totally described the Hamburglar.
Described the Hamburglar. For sure.
So Janet, I have to say, plays like, I love the actress, but she plays a bitch really well here. She says
she's a horrible person. Yeah.
Oh yeah. She says that Lisa realized that she got a lot of attention after her mom's death, so she's trying to recreate the scene so that she can get attention again and went around breaking the stuff just to make it look like someone broke in.
I'm just like, this is horrible. I mean, if this girl's mom died, she should get attention.
Yeah.
Like, man. Yeah. She says she's crazy right here.
Dale tries to jump in saying that she would never call her crazy.
She didn't say that. And then she's like, yeah, I did say that. Basically.
She's like, well, if you're not crazy, you're damn inconsiderate. So she goes upstairs to bed and Creature looks out.
Imagine this. Your daughter was already in like a violent crime, right?
Right.
Let's see with a violent crime. Now you have evidence that somebody broke into your house, and you're like, oh, well, I guess she just did it for attention.
The glass is obviously inside. She would have had to left to go outside and
Yeah, I'm
broken
just like,
inside.
but I mean, also like Janet is played as like a horrible person, but what about her dad?
Yeah.
That's her like biological father, like her actual father who's been raising her for all this time, and he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, I unfortunately can believe that in that setting that a man might side with his now
I mean, I
wife,
can
which is
believe it. I can
unfortunate.
believe it 100%. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah,
damn.
it just sucks.
But you know who always does stand up for Lisa's
Taffy.
Taffy.
Yeah. Because she knows she's being evil to her. I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah, but
No,
also,
Taffy's nice. All right. In the morning, Lisa's woken up by her alarm clock and she goes to get dressed. Creature decides it's his turn to dress her and gives her an outfit that she doesn't want. She asks Elise for a jacket and he also throws her a dark green hat. So we cut to Lisa walking into school
yeah,
with a new
it's
look.
like it's like a more revealing dress than she would normally
Right.
wear.
And it's
Yeah,
kind of like the scene in Freaky where she walks in and now everybody notices
that's
her,
it.
never noticed her
Because she has that
before.
red lipstick and the
Yeah.
perfect straight, or not
Uh,
straight, like perfect ponytail with that like little curl in it.
yeah. Lips Like Sugar by Echo and the Bunnymen plays. At home, Janet is wearing some workout clothes and listening to self-help tape.
About being an IP, an intuitive person.
Right. And the voice on the tape is Zelda Williams herself because the actress said she wanted something to actually listen to. So she actually recorded it on a cassette tape
Oh,
so she
funny.
can listen on that triangle cassette player, which
Yeah,
was
she had to
made a
like pull
product
it.
made by Dorito. And they have to, she thinks they found it on eBay.
That's
Like,
really funny.
they
So
were
did
looking
she
for,
like make that up?
yeah, she
What
made
she
up
says?
the intuitive person, like
That's
whatever's
funny.
on the tape, she made it up.
Yeah.
Creature's behind her. Janet doesn't notice, but it's for a second, it seems like she smells him. He goes over to play the piano. She sits down like she's gonna eat. He starts playing with one hand. She can't tell if she hears him or not. She takes out the headphone, but he had stopped. And that's when the doorbell rings. Creature moves out of the way. So when she goes to the door, it's a carpet cleaning service. And like I said, I didn't know this was a sexual innuendo until the director pointed out. She's like, you could
Yeah,
eat off this carpet.
I didn't get
And
any of
the
this.
guy's like, we got an offer. And I was like, wait, like she's not giving you an offer. But yeah, it's pretty funny. But while this conversation's happening, Creature goes over and like barfs up a worm out of his mouth and puts it into her food. So he goes back upstairs. She sits down by her bowl, gets a scoop in, and pulls out a worm. This was digital. They tried to use a practical looking thing, but she said it looks stupid. Like they
Oh,
try to use like a gummy
I thought
or
you were
a
saying
fake
it's
worm.
like put an actual worm. I'm like,
No,
oh no, I wouldn't do that.
I don't think the worm handlers would allow that because they
Probably
had
not.
like everything, like every bug had its handler on the
Yeah, yeah.
set.
So unlucky that that's the scoop you got was the exact one with the worm.
I know, right? And it balled up into that exact spoon shape.
Exactly.
That's just weird.
But now we see that the creature is like being protective of Lisa and getting
Oh
revenge
yeah,
for her
right.
stepmom being so
So
horrible.
evil. Yeah. At the lockers, Michael notices Lisa because she's bending over and stops to ask if she'd taken class notes because he skipped. Lisa pretends like she wanted to skip too, but she might have taken a little notes, and we see that she's gotten a ton of notes.
Yeah.
Taffy shows up saying she's overprotective of her sister, and he doesn't make the cut because she doesn't allow punks, trenches, or death clowns.
Whatever that means.
Right? After chasing him away, she says that Lisa could get a lot of half decent guys, like a basketball team manager, not really a player, or a kid with bad skin.
Wait,
Is like,
is it in this scene or was it a future scene where Taffy says, "Wow, Lisa looks so good. She could be in pageants, except for the congeniality."
it was when she first walked in with the dress. Yeah,
That
you're
was a
right.
really funny thing.
Yeah,
Oh, the other thing that we forgot to mention is that after the incident, that Lisa didn't speak.
that's right. I didn't mention.
And she doesn't really, she has a hard time speaking to anybody. So all these interactions, she like doesn't really say anything to anybody.
Oh, that's interesting because I was thinking the first time I watched it, I thought, wow, she actually talks a lot. But I guess at the
Well, she
beginning
doesn't
she
really
doesn't.
talk until she talks with the creature a lot,
Yeah.
but not until they start their little shenanigans
And
does
later
she
Doug,
start to talk.
yeah, and later Doug says that he's never heard her talk so much.
Yeah. Which I kind
So
of I took to mean like he liked her better when she didn't say anything.
oh, could be.
I don't know if
Well,
that's
it's a
true.
real jerky
They were
thing. Yeah.
commenting on it on both ways, maybe. Anyway, go
Yeah.
ahead.
No, you're good. Taffy also tells her after this interaction with Michael that she's going to go out tonight and wants Lisa to cover by telling her parents she's going to go somewhere she isn't. She says that Janet's supposed to be away in Milwaukee, but she's like, yeah, but Daddy's super protective, so just please
She
tell
calls him Daddy.
I know, right?
And it's not like creepy. It's not like they're like,
no.
I mean, it's not creepy like he's like preying on his teenage stepdaughter. Like, seriously, she's calling him Daddy like it's her actual dad.
So we cut to her talking to Creature in bed about Michael, who's obviously not enjoying that she likes someone else. She does thank him for giving her the outfit because that was the only reason he talked to her. She wishes there was a way that she could say thank you. And he motions like, you could get me a new ear or a new hand. And she's like, I can't just get you body parts. It's not like you're, and she named some old car.
It was a Chrysler something. I don't remember.
Oh, Chrysler or Baron.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Thank you.
For once, I remembered the car. Oh, my gosh.
Good job.
The tables have turned.
Yeah. And then she quotes Taffy, but saying, you can't really fix the guy. It's better to accept him with his flaws. Oh, my gosh. They hear Janet coming up, so Creature hides again. Lisa's confused why she isn't at the conference, and she says she's sick and believes that Lisa, who she refers to as a psycho whore, put worms in her food. Janet refers to herself as an angel who helps people and has been doing so for the last 20 years. Angel. Yep, and calls Lisa ungrateful.
She works as like she's a psych nurse. I don't know if we mentioned that yet.
Yeah. Oh, right. Which is why she thinks
as a nurse in a psychiatric hospital.
Yeah, and she mentioned early in that argument that she thinks Lisa might need to seek psychiatric help. Right. So here she tells Lisa, while calling her a lot of other vulgar things, that she's talking to the admitting doctor and has gotten her a room with padded walls and special socks. And the director loved that line, the special socks. She thought that was amazing.
Like grippy socks?
One small detail is that
grippy socks. You think that's what she means? Those are great socks.
Those are great socks.
I'll be honest. If I don't have to interact with people who are actually having psychotic breaks, because I think that might be a little bit like, not to say anything bad about them, but I think that would be like upsetting for me. And if they don't, well, maybe I do want the psych drugs. I was going to say I wouldn't mind to be locked into a padded wall with some grippy socks.
If they had Wi-Fi,
can I watch TV and read books?
I catch up on all the anime that I ever wanted to watch.
That'd be a nice vacation. I'll take some mood stabilizers too. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Oh my gosh. I feel like this is insensitive.
Yeah, it's very insensitive.
So
no, I've actually heard being admitted to a psychiatric facility if you don't want to be is very traumatizing.
Shoot, yeah.
And unless you're like they're literally a danger to themselves or dangerous to themselves, that you should not do that.
It's hard to get someone admitted.
In reality. I'm talking about a fake fantasy reality, not a real psych hospital.
Right. One interesting detail is, how people wear like lapel pins for stuff like that represent work. She's got a lapel pin of a stool collector, like a metal, like, the portable toilet, little metal things you put on a bed.
Like a bedpan?
It's a bedpan. It is a golden bedpan. On her collar
I did not notice that.
It's like a lapel pin. I'm like, that's disgusting, but it's hilarious. And Zelda Williams has no idea where their props person got it from, but she loved it. Yeah. So because she's saying that she's going to get Lisa committed, from behind her comes Creature, who has a sewing machine, smashes it over her head, and she hits the floor and she's bleeding. Then Creature proceeds to go towards her, cut off her ear, including the earring that she's wearing. Hands it to Lisa. And she's like, I couldn't. That's so... Okay, but we got to bury the body first.
Yeah. She gets over it very quick.
Like seconds. So we cut to them in the cemetery where they're throwing Janet's body in the grave. Possibly the one that he crawled out of. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's his grave.
Right. And then back to the room where she's sewing his ear on. When it's attached, it doesn't work. And she says that it could just be for looks, like her aunt who got a boob job because she can't feel anything, but she still got a husband. He pulls out a Sharpie and draws a picture of a lightning bolt on her hand.
But I don't remember why. Like something came up. Like, why did he draw the lightning bolt?
Because you said it was just for looks, and he knows a way to make it work. And according
that's how he got revived or whatever.
Yeah, and the only reason it worked is because that's how he died.
Oh, okay.
And that's how That's according to the director. That's the lore. Like, he died by electricity, therefore, in this fantasy world, he can be brought back by electricity. And in this fantasy world, life is temporary.
Does that mean if you got stabbed to death, then you can stab them
Death is
back to life?
No.
Or just electricity?
This is the lore. Yeah. So
Okay.
sorry, I said death is temporary. I said life is temporary. I meant death is temporary.
Well, both.
Okay, sure. So we cut to them in the tanning bed in the shed. While he's in there, she's wearing one of Taffy's tiaras, and we see all these trophies that Taffy has earned. Creature comes out of the bed, all electrocuted and a little more tanned.
A funny thing is he like rises from the bed, like kind of like Frankenstein, like
yeah.
But he hits his head.
Yeah.
Head on the top.
But it's cool because each time he goes through this transition, he looks a little bit more human.
Yeah, and also like he can't talk. He like
mm-hmm.
he makes like grunting sounds.
Yeah.
But at the very, very end of the movie, he can talk. I thought he was missing his tongue, but I
thought so too. But I guess he just
is it just that
it's the last thing that came back?
I don't know, or maybe he sewed his tongue back on. I don't know. I didn't get that. It's fine, whatever. I just thought that was kind of a loose thread that I'm like, I don't know why he couldn't talk a long time ago, but whatever, it's fine.
Right. So the next day, Dale and Taffy are eating breakfast when Lisa comes in wearing more of Taffy's clothes, which Taffy seems happy about because Lisa is going to send half the school to Boner Town. It's funny because she asked Dale if he agrees, and he's like, "Oh yeah, they don't even know it," but he's not really looking.
Like not paying attention.
Right. Taffy admits that it's a little nice not having her mother in town, but Lisa shocks both of them, saying that she misses Janet because Dale picked someone with so much love that could be a nurturing mother for her.
She's such an angel.
And this brings Taffy to almost tearing up, but then they all laugh because she says her makeup isn't waterproof. Lisa notices a hickey on Taffy's neck, and Taffy claims it was a crimper accident. Lisa points out all the reasons that's not true because she never crimps before practice and her hair isn't even crimped, but Taffy gives all these lame reasons why it wouldn't work.
She said her hair is too silky and something, too perfect healthy. And silky to healthy and silky to take a crimp.
Head On by Jesus and Mary Chain plays while they go through her day at school. We see her put a note in someone's locker asking her to meet her later after school. Then her in class putting on whiteout on her nails, like nail polish.
Michael, right?
What's that?
I assumed it was Michael. Yeah,
exactly. You see her staring at Michael, and then back to the locker where she receives the note about the meetup. And then she's at a park bench and is shot in a way you can't tell who she's welcoming. And then we cut to her walking with Doug through the park.
Yeah,
Doug is holding her
hand. The creepy lab partner.
Yeah. Doug holds her hand and she pulls away, and he asks if she doesn't want to hold his hand, and she says, "We'll get to that, but we're going to go somewhere special first." As they get to the cemetery, he doesn't want to go in because it isn't Christian.
Since the killing of Janet, she's doing these like very dramatic sweeping walks all the time. I only mention it because somebody said something about it later. But yeah, she's like acting extremely dramatic.
Yeah, right. The cop says it later in her notes.
Yeah, somebody said they saw a girl that met her description walking weird or something like that.
And had thick ankles.
Thick ankles.
Oh my gosh. You're right. They commented on her body a lot.
Yeah.
So at the cemetery, Doug doesn't want to go in because he believes it isn't Christian for a graveyard to be kept like this. But when Lisa walks in, he follows her.
Yeah, she says, I agree. It is a Christian. And then she sweeps on in.
Once they stop, she asks him to touch her like he did at the party. And he goes into this talking about how he was so good at it, probably because he had a lot of drinks, which made me laugh. Like, oh yeah, you were so good at it.
Yeah, that makes you better. For sure.
Yeah.
Everybody says that. The more drunk you are, the better you are. Yeah, right.
And that's when Creature comes out and grabs his ankle, pulls him down. Then Lisa jumps down on his arm, holds his arm and his hand so that Creature can cut his hand off at the wrist. And she grabs it, yelling in the air, and said, "I told you I'd hold your hand." And Creature looks at her as she's weird. She's like, "Hey, I thought it was something cool to say."
Yeah, she like you said, she yells it into the air. Like, again, very dramatic.
In the original rated R cut, the scene showed the hand getting cut off a lot more. It was a lot more gruesome. And as he runs away, Creature throws an axe to him and it spins around and gets him in the back.
Yeah.
And we don't actually see it in his back because he lands behind a tree, but in the original cut you did.
I mean, I usually say axes are a very bad weapon. Like,
this is a hand axe though, yeah.
Well, even so, I'm like, people aren't so good at using axes for weapons, but I have to say, Creature's very good at using that axe.
Well, he comes from a time when he probably used it more often.
Oh, you think he like chopped down trees and stuff when he
probably he had to chop your own firewood back then. There was no central AC, you know. So we cut to Lisa sewing his hand on, then them using the tanning bed once again. She puts it on a higher setting, and when he climbs out, his skin almost looks normal. With both hands, he pulls her to dance. He takes her inside to show her that he can play the piano. She's impressed with what he plays, and he lets her know that he wrote it. Then he plays, and she sings along.
Oh, there was like a sweet moment where she says, "You had a whole life, didn't you?"
Oh, yeah, right, yeah.
And then he points to her to say, like, "You have a whole life."
Yeah, that was a sweet moment.
That was sweet. Anyway.
And then he starts playing, and she sings along to "Can't Fight This Feeling" by REO Speedwagon.
Yeah, she wasn't singing it well. Do you think Catherine Newton can't sing that well, or do you think they told her to sing badly? Do you know?
I think they told her to sing badly.
Okay, because she's not singing it well.
Right, because the director wanted this to be like, you know, an everyday girl, not some girl that like, oh my gosh, this could be our America's Next Top Model.
Right, yeah.
She wanted anybody to be able to relate with her.
Yeah.
The movie gets
like I would sing.
Me too. Every time at work, it's a Gus. It's like, could you not sing, please?
I'm like, I made fun of you.
Thanks, Mark.
What song is this?
I chose to forget this. The mood is so intense, which Creature starts crying again. This kills the mood as Lisa's like, "Are you crying?" And she holds a pillow to his face, saying, "Oh my gosh, it smells like a hot toilet at a carnival." She asks him what's wrong, and she assumes it's because he killed two people, but I think it's because he loves her, and like they're sharing this sweet moment.
Or he's remembering his past love.
Could be
him.
Later,
he doesn't seem to have a lot of remorse about killing people.
Yeah.
So I don't think that was it, but who knows?
Yeah. Later, Lisa and Dale are watching Bob Ross when Taffy comes in, excited about the near cheer move she was able to land, which is a standing back tuck. She says she almost got it, but the coach says it counts. Taffy wants to call Janet at the hotel because she promised that once she landed it, she could have those diamond studs, which I think Creature's now wearing one of.
He's wearing one of them, yeah.
Lisa thinks this should wait to tell her when she gets back tomorrow, but Taffy says she's going to call right away. Dell notices Lisa's fingernails.
Something's up with her fingernails, yeah.
But instead of seeing the blood all over them, he notices the whiteout. Did
you not wash your hands, girl?
Right.
Yeah, she had been painting her nails with whiteout earlier, which I 100% did when I was a kid.
Right. Which the director said she did too. She's like, "Oh yeah, that was
just
me."
Something when you're bored, you could do in classes. Paint your nails with whiteout.
Upstairs in the closet, Creature holds one of Lisa's dolls and waves to her with it. Lisa introduces her as Starlight Rosebud, hella good girl, gonna need a big bank. But she says she just calls her Niblet Corn, but she doesn't play with dolls anymore. But this is actually named after one of Catherine Needle's poodles, which is slightly changed because one of her this poodle is named Starlight Rosebud, hella good boy, gonna need a big bank, aka Buddy. And just so we know the other two, it's Duradell Jack King, ruler of all, aka Florf, and Dan Floor Ladybird, keep the madness rolling, aka Little Biddle Baby Kittle. You could see these on Instagram.
What kind of dogs are they?
They're poodles. The three poodles.
Oh, you already said that. Oh, that's cute. Are they mini poodles or standard poodles?
I don't know the size of poodles, Margot.
Well, are they big or are they small?
I felt like they were that big.
Okay, it's a mini poodle. A standard poodle's a big dog.
Oh, is that's true?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know these things. So he puts it all down and he picks up a recorder, and she said she used to play in the 6th grade until she developed a weird mouth fungus. And so he puts it down.
Ew.
Director said there was a lot more vulgar jokes in here that they had when it was rated R.
Yeah, I could see.
Then he pulls out.
Who's played a recorder in a band? In bands?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I played it like 3rd grade.
Yeah, you played in like music class or whatever.
Right.
But you don't play in the band.
Well, what's funny, you say that because when we went to go see the orchestra play at Texas State for Halloween, and they were doing their Star Wars run through like all the Star Wars theme songs. They pull out these giant bass recorders, which I was like, my wife's like, what are those? I was like, they look like recorders. She's like, no way. And then we looked it up at the lineup, and sure enough, there's people credited playing the bass recorder. And it was so cool. I didn't either, but it worked. Like, because people
you could play the band recorder, aka the clarinet, which is basically a recorder.
But yeah, everybody.
I always was like, damn, I should have played the clarinet because it's so easy.
Yeah.
So I picked the flute, and I'm bad at it.
Well, I love that everybody in that show were picking different instruments all the time. Like, they would swap what they were playing from depending on what the song called for, which I think was kind of neat. So they all knew how to play like multiple instruments.
If you're like a woodwind player, you can kind of
they're all all music majors.
Is a little bit similar. Yeah. Like clarinet and saxophone recorder, they're all kind of similar.
Yeah, well, if they're all music majors,
they're all like
college,
tubes with poles. So I mean, anyway.
So Taffy comes up freaking out because her mom never checked in the hotel. She says she tried every hotel in Milwaukee. She even tried her old last name and her old last name and her new last name.
Her old name, her new name, her old last name, which I guess you get that.
She's been married a lot?
She's been married multiple times.
Yeah. So as she's about to step on the blood that's slightly hidden by the rug, Lisa jumps in to console her, and Taffy says she can feel something's wrong because she's also an IP just like her mother.
All these IPs everywhere.
Lisa tells her the janitor will be home tomorrow and gets her to leave the room. Taffy tells her that Lisa couldn't understand because her mother's already been murdered.
What a horrible thing to say.
And Lisa's like, oh, that's a good point. Yeah, that was a horrible thing to say.
She did apologize right after, but still. Like, whoa.
Later, Creature is wearing one of Lisa's sleeping wear outfits while massaging her back with the earlier found massager. I guess we skipped that.
Oh, yeah. It's a personal massager.
But she's using it for something else.
I mean, you could use it as a back massager. I believe it is sold as a back massager.
Okay. But
that's what
it's implied.
It's sold as like a back massager, but people use it as a personal massager.
Right. It's implied.
She definitely uses it that way.
Right.
And it says like her aunt bought that for her because it would improve her personality.
Right. It was her Aunt Shelley, which is a reference to Mary Shelley.
Oh, funny. I didn't
who wrote
that.
Yeah.
The modern inventor of sci-fi, Mary Shelley.
Mm-hmm. Lisa asks if he wants a turn, and he says that he doesn't. She asks if his body feels, and he says it does. And so she says it must be uncomfortable for him to sleep in the closet.
Yeah.
They
end up sleeping on the bed.
Right. We see Dale and Taffy making a call to the police about the missing persons report, and Taffy is going a little crazy with the description of her mom's hair.
Yeah, she says like it was like some kind of dog.
Like when the sun hits a golden retriever's hair, and
see those reddish,
all these colors that come out.
Yeah, and then Dad goes, "Yep, brown."
Yep, brown. And then she goes on to describe what kind of manicure she has, the jewelry she wears, and that she's a bitch.
No, this is the funny way she said it. She's like she wears some kind of specific perfume. And then she said, yeah, she's a bitch or something like that.
Oh my God.
Like, I was like, is that because of the perfume or what?
Maybe.
Like, I don't know. The way she said it was just like so matter of fact. Like, yeah, huh?
That's pretty funny.
Anyway.
Upstairs, Lisa's
and I don't usually like calling people bitches, but that was a funny line.
Sure, I get it. Yeah.
Funny line. I was like, anyway.
Upstairs, Lisa's stressed when Creature grabs the device like he's going to massage her again.
Like a back massage. Yeah. He's been using it like a back massage. Yeah.
Right. And she tells him that people don't always use it on their backs and sometimes use it other places. And she asks him if he would like to try to use it on her, and he does.
We don't see it, but.
Right. We cut to downstairs where Taffy is worried that Janet could be dead, and Dale says they shouldn't jump to the worst idea possible yet. Now they're sitting up in the bed after the act, and
it
Lisa.
Seems like he's concerned at all.
No, I know, right?
And then when she finds out, she said it doesn't seem super concerned either.
Probably because now he can decorate the house.
Who knows? He's going through
decorate
life.
the house how he wants to.
He's gonna find another wife, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, it didn't take him long to do that the first time.
Maybe Taffy can have a new mommy.
And now sitting up, Lisa is talking about how after her mom's death, everybody was in such a hurry to move on, and she struggled with that. She eventually says that she's not afraid of death anymore, but doesn't want to die a virgin.
Which she asks, Creature spits up milk at that. They're just drinking milk, as you do.
Right, yes.
Just drinking glasses of milk.
In the rated R version, they were smoking a joint here, but they had to take
that
that
makes
out.
more sense.
And so Zelda Williams had read an article about how oftentimes psychopaths or sociopaths, I guess, are depicted in films as drinking milk. So she's like, really? I'll just have them drinking milk.
I mean, I do think it's psycho behavior to be drinking a glass of milk, like a beverage. Just kidding. I know a lot of people do that. I'm totally joking.
Well, but a lot of people do see. I've heard that before. Like, who drinks milk in public?
I just think it's gross, but it's fine. All right. But that's so funny. I never heard that before.
And then she says that she wants to have sex with Michael Trent, and you can just see the annoyance on Creature's face.
Yeah.
She says that they don't know what's going to happen tomorrow because they've killed 2 people, and she could end up in the clink tomorrow or the electric chair, explaining that it's like a tanning bed, but for criminals. He pretends to agree with her plans, and she loves him for how he supports her. She loves their conversations, which is funny because he can't talk.
He can't speak. I know. I also thought that. Like, you like having just talking at somebody without them responding.
So Heaven Knows by the Flatmates plays while Lisa is dressed in all black, getting into Taffy's car. Taffy notices that Lisa is wearing one of her pageant costumes from a Halloween show and then apologizes for being so rude because she didn't get much sleep last night. When Taffy starts to cry, Lisa offers to drive. At school, the police are there. When Taffy's friends come over, we find out it's because Doug has gone missing. Taffy says she can't take it and she's going to go skip and ask one of her friends to drive Lisa home, but they all look down like they're not going to do it.
They don't want to do it. Yeah.
And Lisa says she's fine to walk. We see a teacher taking a roll call, and in Lisa's class, when we see that Michael Trent isn't there, then over the loudspeaker, Lisa is called to the principal's office, and one of the students says dress code violation. Then a guy says slut penalty, and so she stops, pulls out her gum, and smashes it onto his paper to get back at him, I guess. Yeah. In the office with the principal are 2 police officers, names Johns and Waters, so named after John Waters.
John Waters?
Yeah, which she thought no one would notice because on their little pennants, it's really small, but she's like,
I didn't notice it, but until you
if you pause it, you could see it. Yeah. The principal asks if she knows anything about the disappearance of Doug, since they were friends, and she says they were just lab partners. But with the police is also Tamara, who reported hearing by the lockers yesterday that Doug was excited to meet Lisa after school. They also have reports that they saw a boy meeting Doug's description with a girl meeting her description, which is where they said a funny walk and thick ankles.
Yeah, I don't know what the thick ankles is about, but the funny walk is funny. So what she is walking funny.
The woman police officer Waters is the one that says that line. And Lisa tells the police that Tamara probably has drugs on her, and they go to start to search her until she freaks out, and then they just stop the search, which I thought was funny. Like,
yeah,
if you have a suspicion and you're just because they say no, you can't search me.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe they couldn't. I don't know. It was the 80s. I think they could have.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, they could do whatever.
Right. While this is going on, Creature hears a message left by Dell asking if Janet is home because they saw her yellow Mercedes-Benz spotted in town. So Creature goes.
What is this? Did they leave it? Did Creature and Lisa
I guess they drove it somewhere else because she was supposed to have driven out of town. So I think they drove it away from the house, but not really far. Really didn't hide it anywhere. They should have hid it in the woods with them.
That's because then he's like, "Oh, I'll go get the car," and I'm like,
"Yeah,
why?" I don't understand why he's getting the car. Like, is he just like, "Oh, free car,"
I think he's
or is he like, "I need to move it"?
I think he's like, "I need to move it." Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah.
Because he knows it's a problem. People think she's in town. I got
confused. I thought at first that was Taffy's car. And then I'm like, no.
Taffy's is the red car.
Yeah. So I'm like, anyway.
Yeah. I think he's just trying to retrieve it to hide it so they don't get in trouble.
Yeah.
While he's doing this, a man and his son are watching Creature. The man calls his son a fruitcake because he can't pull the lawnmower hard enough. But he's like a 7-year-old boy, maybe, if I were to guess. There's no way he'd have the strength to do it. And then the man starts to pick a fight with Creature because he doesn't like that he's in his neighborhood the way he's dressed.
Mm-hmm.
We see Lisa say that she will say no more until they talk to her lawyer. And then
really funny. She like yells it. Just like sweeps out.
Yeah, she storms out of the room. And we see Creature who's just pulled the club.
Well, they say something funny like, I hope this goth phase ends soon.
Right, yeah, exactly, yeah. We see Creature pulls the club off the steering wheel when that guy comes over, says if he doesn't leave his neighborhood, they're going to fight. And then we cut to that guy's on the ground, missing his clothes because now Creature's wearing his clothes, and he's driving.
He's wearing like a button-up shirt and like suspenders. So I guess that's closer to what Creature feels like he would be wearing when he was...
Right. And it's a little oversized clothing too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it suits him. Creature is annoying people because he's driving really slowly, and Lisa is walking away from the school. He stops to pick her up. She tells him the shit is going down and that he needs to drive her to Michael's. She notices the club is bloody, and she says, "Did you beat someone with this? It's not that kind of club," which I thought was a funny joke.
Yeah. Remember the club?
Yeah, I do.
My uncle had a club.
Yeah, I've heard reports that they're easily broken into, so that's why people don't use them anymore. He drives past the turn where she's supposed to turn to go to Michael's, and she starts to argue with him, even though he can't say anything. And she kind of argues for him and her, which is kind of funny. And so in the end, he does drive her to Michael's, and she's like, "Hey, we're going to talk about this later. I don't like the way you're acting here." When she goes in, she sees that his car is there, which is a 1970 Chevy Camaro. So she walks in, and Creature looks over and sees the VW Rabbit,
which is Taffy's car.
It was Taffy's car. So Lisa didn't, but he saw this. So Lisa just lets herself in the front door, puts down her bag, has no trouble finding the room. She had told Creature that she had an absorption prophylactic, like a sponge.
Oh, yeah.
And which the director says do not work well. Just use a condom, people.
What a gross method anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry, anybody who's still using a sponge in this day and age.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's a whole Seinfeld episode.
Lisa can hear them talking, and apparently they have been an item ever since the party. That's one thing the subtitles, you can hear them say, ever since the party. She peeks her head in to see Taffy's in bed with Michael, and we have a flashback of each clue as Lisa has saw them talking to each other throughout the movie, and she runs in yelling, "Sisters share, huh?"
Yeah.
She says that Taffy could have had anyone, and she went after the one boy that she liked. Michael jumps in to defend her, saying that it isn't Taffy's fault because he doesn't like Lisa that way. Lisa points out that he gets to like cool movies, like cool music and stuff, but he isn't okay with having a girlfriend that likes the same stuff, which is so uncool. He then acts super confused, like he can't follow what she's saying. That's when Creature walks in the door and turns up the music, which is On the Wings of Love by Jeffrey Osborne, then proceeds to attack with the axe. He cuts off his manhood, and while blood goes everywhere...
Yeah, right to the penis.
And balls.
Chop. Oh, you're right.
And balls, yeah.
I'm sorry. You're right.
You're good. And we see a shadow outline of it flying through the air.
And it lands in a trash can.
Right. And they couldn't get a good arc, so the director herself had to be the one to throw it in the arc that she liked, this prop that they made. And I did notice it took Michael like 3 whole seconds to die. Although I guess what's the point of living?
I thought he had hit him again, but maybe I'm wrong.
Well, the second strike, he's going right for Taffy, who blocks with the pillow as a shield.
That's right. And Lisa's
like, what's wrong with you?
So like you said, it hasn't been super violent. In this one, they do get splattered with blood. Taffy and Lisa.
But the rated R version, they actually used a lot more blood, and they had to remove a lot of it.
I think there would be a lot. Obviously, there would be a lot more blood. I mean, I wonder how fast you would die. You would bleed out pretty quickly, but I don't know what would happen in 3 seconds.
Yeah. And then, so when she makes him leave, he grabs the trash can where it landed in and goes out. He drives away the Mercedes bin while Lisa gets Taffy into her VW Rabbit to go after him because she knows where he's going. They arrive. Taffy is downgraded from panic to a traumatized state, and she isn't screaming anymore. Lisa talks to Taffy, and like every conversation with Creature, she does all the talking. She thanks her for being nice to her when no one else was, and for actually wanting her to be a part of her family, and she really felt like her sister. She then gives Taffy the necklace, although she's shaking the whole time she puts it on her. Lisa gets out of the car, and Wave of Mutations by Pixies plays. Lisa finds the axe resting on the Mercedes Benz and takes it. She runs to find Creature while Taffy gets out of the car and struggles to walk away. Inside the crime scene tape, she holds the axe like she's going to strike him, but she can't bring herself to do it. She throws herself into her arms and tells him that she understands that he loves her. Right before this, she told Taffy, I love you.
Yeah.
It's the only person in the movie she tells that to. But here she tells him that she understands that he loves her. Mm-hmm. Lisa tells Creature that they're running out of time. He needs to make love to her. She can't understand why he won't, and he can't articulate why. So he just grabs her hand and puts it down there, and she realizes
there's nothing there, I guess. Or it's been degraded or something.
Yeah. So
then she's like, oh, you did it for me.
Right, yeah. But before that, she's like, it's okay. Yeah. You don't need it to be a man. It's like really the least important part. And we could do other things. And then he's like, you're not understanding. Point. That's when
I got the penis and the balls for you, my love.
And she's so happy about that. Yeah. Like, you cut it off for me? Which I guess he could have cut off Doug's, but maybe.
But he knows she's interested in
the other one.
And
maybe it was a better model. I don't know. So then a policewoman shows up who was one of their stunt people, which worked out perfectly because they needed to throw her down a hole.
Did she kill her, or did they just push her into the hole?
He picks her up with throws her into both his arms and just drops her in the hole.
I think she's alive, right?
Yeah, but they run away.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting arrested. Like, no matter what.
Well, obviously now they've been caught, obviously.
Right. Then we cut to Lisa on her knees, sewing it on. It looks very risque, but she's sewing it on.
Oh, yeah, she's sewing the family jewels on there.
And Can't Fight This Feeling by JoJo Plays, which is a cover of that REO Speedwagon song they played earlier. Mm-hmm. As she finishes, she makes a gesture that reads to me like, not bad. And then we cut to them skipping out of the shed with the tanning bed.
Yeah, that was funny. They're skipping.
Right. There's a cut scene where they're like, off to have sex, both of them yelling it.
Oh, like the actors?
In the goof track. The director said she has like 5 hours of goofs, but they cut it down to like 4 minutes for the DVD. In her room, Creature puts a gummy ring on her finger and one on himself.
Oh, like they're engaged.
Or like they're married now. I think they're saying they're husband, because later it's his beloved wife.
That's true. And also he's like from back in the time.
Yeah.
That you'd get married, although I don't think he married his lady love from back in the time.
Right. They both hop into bed. He kisses her on the forehead and then on like the eyelid.
Do you know what I was thinking? This is gross. If his tears.
Oh my God.
Smell so bad.
Yeah.
Wouldn't other bodily fluids smell really bad?
Maybe,
why is it just the tears?
I don't know, but maybe the more he's cried, the more it's gotten out, and he's replenishing. He's been replenishing better stuff. We go to some cartoon.
Sorry, that's gross, but I thought it.
Sure.
Anyway.
So we cut to some more 2D art style where like the opening credits, and they're both sitting on top of a rocket, which I thought was a little weird, but they fly into space and recreate, but they fly into the moon's eye and recreate that old picture and climb onto the moon. Then we cut to them in the shed again, and he's crying, but it doesn't bother her. She says there's no other way, and we hear sirens on the way. She gets in the tanning bed. She tells him to put it really high, and he kisses her before closing it.
She hands him a note. Yeah. An origami, like I used to make these in high school or middle school that you like fold it into a little arm origami shape.
Yeah, the machine starts, which sparks a lot and turns into fire. Creature cries and opens the note, which says, death is temporary. I'll love you forever. We see an ambulance, which has Taffy in front of the house. The whole neighborhood seems to be there to watch the shed on fire, and Dell runs up. The camera cuts like in a circle, and it zooms in and fades to black, and then opens back up, and we transition to where...
Yeah, I feel like that's like a old black and white
old-timey thing. You're right, yeah.
Silent film, like, transition.
So it opens back on her gravestone, which is in the shape of a heart, and reads Lisa Swallows, 1971, 1989. We see Dell and Taffy are there, come to visit her, and they wonder who would have left all those flowers. Taffy's still wearing the necklace that Lisa gave her, and notices something strange when she bends down to place her flowers. Dell awkwardly waves at Lisa's grave and then up to the air in case she's looking downwards, and says it's time to go visit her mom before they head to Fuddruckers, which is so weird. After
again, this dad is unfazed.
Right.
He's just like, well, let's go to Fuddruckers.
Yeah. After they walk away, the camera pans down to show you what what she
Taffy.
saw, what Taffy was looking at. And while we do see the 2 gummy rings there, we do see carved into the gravestone is beloved wife.
Oh yeah, so yeah, like it's like when we saw the creature's grave and it said unmarried.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Which she would be like, wait, beloved wife, what happened there? So she wouldn't understand, right? On the park bench, creature's reading from a book because it can now speak.
Fine now somehow.
Yeah. And the camera pans over. We see that he has Lisa in the same state he was from the beginning.
Well,
she's sitting in his lap.
She's like wrapped like a mummy.
Right. She said was a reference.
We're assuming she's burned.
Right. The director said it was a slight reference to the Invisible Man. Yeah. And she also has a red dress on. The last thing we see is her eyes opening, but she has no eyes. They're missing. So the director says that would be the first body part that they need to go do. And they've swapped places now. Now he needs to work to fix her back up and they can live on in undeadness. Where are they going to
find another tanning bed?
I don't know, but they'll figure it out. I mean, they'll probably just break in when they're not noticing.
They could just stick a toaster in a... Well, no, the tanning bed got burned up. I mean, they could just stick a toaster in the bathtub or whatever.
I guess so.
A taser.
Oh, a taser, yeah. Mm-hmm. I'll Call You Mine by the Zombies plays as the credits roll. And in this scene, I wanted to note that Creature is wearing rainbow suspenders like Robin Williams did in Mork and Mindy.
Oh, that's why that's cute. I didn't really know why. I just was like, that's interesting.
I grew up watching Mork and Mindy. I remember it was funny. She called the art style in the opening credits Victorian shadow box art.
Yeah.
Oh, did you remember the name of the school's mascot?
No.
The Fighting Possums.
Okay.
They had to find a mascot that was not used, and then no one uses possums as a fighting, because they're cowards, right?
Yeah.
I think that's hilarious. But because people love possums in New Orleans, they were able to find a lot of stuffed animals and hide them in random parts of the school.
People love possums in New Orleans?
That's what she said. She said they're sold everywhere.
I didn't know that. Oh,
like you could see them in the principal's office in the movie. She did say that a wonderful or horrible drinking game in this movie would to drink every time you see a new product based on a shell.
I wonder if it was a possum or a nutria, which is a giant rodent.
Yeah.
That's a movie.
I don't know. And then anyway. the poem he's reading at the end was a poem that Percy Shelley wrote to Mary Shelley. Favorite part of the movie?
I love Taffy.
Yeah. I was sad that she betrayed her, but I do like her. She's hilarious. I mean, she's got some of the best lines, but she has some mean lines too. Not as mean as
really good
Janet though.
She really delivered the lines so well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I would say I like the montage getting dressed up scene a lot.
That was funny.
Like the
classic high school.
Yeah. Movie. And it reminds me of a lot of movies that do that, like the little montage, everybody getting dressed and stuff. I like the music a lot in this movie. Like,
I was gonna point that out. It's like, kind of like, what's that movie with the actress who plays Sabrina? I can't think of the one where she goes back in time.
Oh yeah. Totally Killer.
Totally Killer. It reminds me kind of, not the soundtrack didn't sound like Totally Killer, but they both had like 80s soundtracks that were like not typical 80s soundtracks.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really good. Yeah.
I agree. It was a lot of fun. It wasn't scary at all. Chicken approved?
No. 100% chicken approved. It's a little gross in some parts, not super gross, not super gory. It sounds like you said that it was way gorier.
Yeah. If you don't like bugs, it might not work for you. There's a little
bit of bugs. I mean, I don't like bugs, but to me, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing that goes into someone's mouth is a worm, which,
right,
as far as it goes, it's not that bad. It could be. It could have been like a centipede or a millipede or whatever. Ugh. Right. I'm like, think of that.
Anything else you want to say about it?
No, I wish people had liked it better because I thought it was really funny.
I like pretty much everything that I've ever watched by Diablo Cody that she's written, and it's just sad that every time that they don't do well.
Yeah, I think the tone in this movie was a lot more successful than Jennifer's Body.
Yes, at delivering its message.
It was kind of less of a horror movie than Jennifer's Body.
That's true.
But yeah, I think it was way more like cohesive, whereas Jennifer's Body sometimes I'm like, I don't know what they're trying to go for here.
Yeah, there was so much studio involvement in that.
Yeah, but so I'm like sad. And one of my friends was saying that they were going to because they were trying to like resurrect all the classic movie monsters for Universal, and at Universal Studios they were going to have like Lisa Frankenstein but
okay.
I don't think they're doing that anymore because it wasn't a successful movie.
Right.
So anyway.
Yeah, the Diablo Cody said that this exists in the same universe as Jennifer's Body. But
which I'm like, what?
How does it matter? But yeah.
Because they take part like and so far apart, like time-wise.
And the art styles are different.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. That's
so
just what
matter.
Yeah.
Okay, that's her.
That's like her opinion, man.
Sure. Right? Yeah, why not?
This buddy. But yeah. All right. Anything else, or should I just do the outro?
No, let's do the outro.
All right. Thank you everybody for listening. This has been Nightmare Echoes. We have new episodes every Monday. Please leave a 5-star review in your podcast of choice. Follow us on Instagram if you'd like to under Nightmare Echoes Pod. Thanks for being here. Bye.
Bye.